Hey players. So surprisingly, Judge Engoron did a switcheroo and let Frumpy to the motherfucking dump deliver a portion of his closing arguments in that civil fraud trial in New York. Now, this comes after Frumpy Dump was trying to backpedal and pussy pop out of even being present at the trial using the death of Melania Trump's mother. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. Let's get into this shit show because I'm going to give you everything I got for a pork chop. So as we know, Attorney General Letitia James has sued Frumpy Dump and his sons for $250 million, alleging that they inflated the assets of his company to enrich themselves. Now, Frumpy Dump and his children have already been found guilty. This trial is just simply so they can determine the extent of the damages. Now, the judge previously ordered that Frumpy Dump must start dissolving his companies and LLCs. So, baby, the stakes are really high for Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. That might be why he has been attending most of this trial. So, it was actually no surprise to hear that Frumpy to the motherfucking dump wanted to deliver his own closing argument. So, there was an email exchange that was posted to the record by Judge Engoron where Frumpy to the motherfucking dump, Cracker Jack Box legal team requested that Frumpy Dump be allowed to deliver his closing arguments. Now, Judge Engoron said, hey, he can do that, but there are some stipulations. This is not a campaign speech, and he has to refrain from attacking me and the Attorney General as well as the system as a whole. Now, people have been saying that these emails look like they come from Frumpy to the motherfucking dump himself, even though it was a correspondence between Judge Engoron and Frumpy Dump's attorney. Once Judge Engoron said that Frumpy Dump must comply with these conditions to be able to speak, baby, the email tone completely changed, sounding just like Frumpy to the motherfucking dump on Devil is a Lie Social. Email read, "This is unfair, Your Honor. You are not allowing President Trump, who has been wrongfully demeaned and belittled by an out-of-control, politically motivated Attorney General, to speak about the things that must be spoken about." Child, that sounded like it was copied and pasted directly from one of Frumpy Dump's Devil is a Lie social posts. But the judge came back and said he will not debate this. He said, take it or leave it. Frumpy Dump can speak, but he must comply with the conditions that I have set forth. And baby, Frumpy Dump Cracker Jack Box legal team did not respond. So the judge ultimately denied Frumpy Dump's request to deliver part of his closing arguments. So of course, like a toddler not getting his way, Frumpy to the motherfucking dump tried to delay the closing arguments, and he used the death of his mother-in-law. Melania Trump's mother died at the age of 78. And the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers and the Megamites were in a frenzy because Judge Engoron denied that request. Likely because he seen Frumpy Dump on 4 News last night doing a town hall in Iowa, and he was just as happy as a flea on a dog's ass.
USA! 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 My hero! Yes. No, thank you, sir.
And also, Frumpy Dump traveled to Washington, D.C. to sit for that presidential immunity hearing in which he was not required to attend. So Judge Engoron probably weighed those things and was like, hey, Frumpy to the motherfucking dump, you're showing up. But like I told you, the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers and the Megamites were pissed to the highest level of pistivity that Judge Engoron denied this request. So y'all know what happened. A boom boom threat was called in to Judge Engoron's house this morning. But the show must go on for Judge Engoron. He said it's time to put an end to this shit show. So the closing arguments did take place today. Attorney General Letitia James stated that they argued about Frumpy Dump's guilt and that they defrauded everything and all this kind of stuff. Now, for Frumpy Dump's part, his attorney made another request for Frumpy Dump to deliver a portion of his closing arguments, and the judge actually granted that request. But of course, it was a shit show on wheels, and Judge Engoron was getting very frustrated. Frumpy Dump said, we have a situation where I'm an innocent man. I've been persecuted by someone running for office. I've built buildings all over the city. I've never had a problem until now. They want to make sure I don't win again. This is election interference. He also decreed that the case is an attempt to ruin his chances of winning back the White House in 2024. The judge held up his finger to indicate that he had 1 minute before a scheduled and mandatory 1 p.m. break for lunch. Frump and Dump did not come back after lunch. He continued his portion of the closing argument saying the financial statements were perfect. There were no witnesses against us. The banks got paid back. The banks are very happy as can be. There's no fraud. What's happening here, sir, is a fraud on me. This is a political witch hunt. We should receive damages for what we've gone through. So Frump and Dump did exactly what the judge thought that he was going to do when he got up there to speak. I'm not surprised by any of it. He shouldn't have been allowed to speak, in my opinion, but I understand why Judge Engoron likely did that, so that won't be a part of the appeal, because we know Frump and Dump is going to appeal. Again, this is just to determine damages. Frump and Dump has already been found guilty of defrauding New York. We already know that. This is just to determine how much the damages are going to be and what's going to happen with his businesses going forward. It's ridiculous, a hot boo-boo shitty mess. It's just like his attorneys arguing the other day for immunity, saying that Frump and Dump could take out a political opponent and he not be prosecuted for it because he has presidential immunity. These people are absurd. I'm so sick of this clown and pony show. I wish it would all be over. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. This is Double D Mova reporting for the Black Accurate News.